Hi friends, welcome to CNR English Academy. இன்னைக்கு வீடியோவில் PGTRB இங்கிலீஷில் 5th யூனிட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஷேக்ஸ்பியரோட பிளேஸில் இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் கோட்ஸ் பார்க்குறோம். அதையுமே நம்ம MCQஸில் பார்க்க போகிறோம். அதாவது ட்ராமாவில் ஒத்தெல்லோ, கிங் லியர், த டெம்பஸ்ட் அண்ட் மெஷர் ஃபார் மெஷர் இதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் கோட்ஸ் பார்க்குறோம். ஓகே, ஆன் தட் ஃபைன் நோட் மூவ் ஆன் டு த டாபிக். பிஃபோர் மூவிங் இன்டூ உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும், நம்ம ஆப்ஷன் சொல்றதுக்குள்ள நீங்க கெஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஸோ தட் பிஃபோர் எக்ஸாமினேஷன் உங்களுக்கு நல்ல ஒரு ரிவிஷனா இருக்கும். அண்ட் தென் ஆன்சர் சொல்லும் போது செக் பண்ணி பாருங்க. அதே போல இந்த எம்சிக்யூஸ் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, இந்த 4 பிளேல வரக்கூடிய கோட்ஸ், அதே அஃப்கோர்ஸ் அதை யாரு சொன்னாங்க அப்படின்ற இன்ஃபோ அண்ட் எந்த ஆக்ட் அண்ட் தென் எந்த சீன், இந்த மாதிரி இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகே, first one, in Othello, Act 1, Scene 1, who says, I am not what I am? Options: Iago, Othello, Cassio, Roderigo. Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not we ought to say. In King Lear, Act 5, Scene 3, said by Dash. Options: Kent, Edgar, Albany, Lear. Correct option, option B, Edgar. Third one, in The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 2, who says, misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows? Options: Stefano, Caliban, Trinculo, Gonzalo. Correct option, option C, Trinculo. Next one, an Angelo for Claudio, death for death occurs in Measure for Measure. Act 5, Scene 1, spoken by options: Angelo, Aeschylus, Lucio, Duke Vincentio. Correct option, option D, Duke Vincentio. Next one. In Othello, Act 3, Scene 3, who says, good name in man and woman, dear by Lord, is the immediate jewel of their souls? Options: Iago, Othello, Cassio, Desdemona. Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. As flies to wanton boys or weak to the gods, they kill us for their sport. In King Lear, Act 4, Scene 1, who says this? Options: Lear, Gloucester, Edmund, Edgar. Correct option, option B, Gloucester. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 1, who says, 20 consciousness that stand twixt me and melon, candied by they and melt, or they molest. Options: Antonio, Sebastian, Alonso, Prospero. Correct option, option A, Antonio. Next one. More than our brother is our chastity, spoken in Measure for Measure. In Act 2, Scene 4 by options: Mariana, Aeschylus, Isabella, Duke. Correct option, option C, Isabella. Next one. In Othello, Act 2, Scene 1, who says, blessed figs end, the wine she drinks is made of grapes? Options: Iago, Cassio, Roderigo, Othello. Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. See better Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye. In King Lear, Act 1, Scene 1, who says this? Options: Gloucester, Cordelia, Albany, Kent. Correct option, option D, Kent. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 3, Scene 3, who says, you are 3 men of sin, whom destiny had caused to bleach up you? Options: Ariel, Prospero, Gonzalo, Sebastian. Correct option, option A, Ariel. Next one. Might there not be a charity in sin to save this brother's life? In Measure for Measure, Act 2, Scene 4, who pleads this? Options: Isabella, Angelo, Duke, Claudio. Correct option, option A, Isabella. Next one. In Othello, Act 5, Scene 2, who says, then must you speak of one that loved not wisely but too well? Options: Cassio, Emilia, Othello, Iago. Correct option, option C, Othello. Next one. Nothing will come of nothing, speak again. In King Lear, Act 1, Scene 1, who says this? Options Lear, Cordelia, Kent, Albany. Correct option, option A, Lear. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 1, Scene 2, who says, you taught me language and my profit on this, I know how to curse. Options Ariel, Caliban, Ferdinand, Stefano. Correct option, option B, Caliban. Next one. He who the sword of heaven will bear should be as holy as severe. In Measure for Measure, Act 3, Scene 2, who says this? Options Angelo, Aeschylus, Lucio, Duke Vincentio. Correct option, option D, Duke Vincentio. Next one. In Othello, Act 4, Scene 2, who says, but I do think it is their husbands. Falls his wives do fall. Options Emilia, Desdemona, Bianca, Cassio. Correct option, option A, Emilia. Next one. The Prince of Darkness is a gentleman. In King Lear, Act 3, Scene 4, who says this? Options Lear, Fool, Edgar, Kent. Correct option, option C, Edgar. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1, who says, you elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, my potent heart I here abjure. Options Prospero, Ariel, Caliban, Gonzalo. Correct option, option A, Prospero. Next one. Some rise by sin and some by virtue fall. Spoken in Measure for Measure, Act 2, Scene 1 by options Duke, Aeschylus, Angelo, Lucio. Correct option, option B, Aeschylus. Next one. In Othello, Act 2, Scene 1, who says, oh, you are well tuned now, but I will set down the pigs that make this music. Options Iago, Cassio, Roderigo, Othello. Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. In King Lear, Act 4, Scene 6, who says this? Options Edgar, Kent, Fool, Lear. Correct option, option D, Lear. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 1, who says, yet he would be king on the latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning. Options Antonio, Sebastian, Gonzalo, Alonso. Correct option, option C, Gonzalo. If power change purpose, what our seamers be. Spoken in Measure for Measure, Act 1, Scene 4 by options Isabella, Angelo, Aeschylus, Duke. Correct option, option A, Isabella. Next one. In Othello, Act 1, Scene 2, who says, keep up your bright swords, for the dew will rust them. Options Iago, Othello, Cassio, Brabantio. Correct option, option B, Othello. Next one. Who says, nothing can come of nothing, speak again, in King Lear. Options Gloucester, Cordelia, Lear, Edgar. Correct option, option C, Lear. Next one. In which play does the line put money in thy purse appears? Options The Tempest, Othello, Measure for Measure, King Lear. Correct option, option B, Othello. Next one. The words, how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child, are spoken by dash. Options Othello, Lear, Angelo, Prospero. Correct option, option B, Lear. Next one. Who says, oh, wonder how many goodly creatures are there here? Options Desdemona, Isabella, Emilia, Miranda. Correct option, option B, Miranda. There is a note here. Actually, the question la pathina, who says, oh wonder how many goodly creatures are there here in The Tempest. அப்படின்னு வந்திருக்கணும். நோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Next one. The phrase some rise by sin and some by virtue fall comes from options Measure for Measure, King Lear, The Tempest, Othello. Correct option. Option A, measure for measure. Next one. Who wants, O beaver, my lord of jealousy? It's the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on. Options Cassio, Othello, Iago, Emilia. Correct option. Option C, Iago. Next one. Who cries blow winds and crack your cheeks, range blow in King Lear? Options Prospero, Lear, Ariel, Edmund. Correct option. Option B, Lear. And there is a note here. உங்களுக்கு ஆப்ஷன்ஸில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு சில நேரங்களில் சம்மந்தமில்லாத ஆப்ஷன்ஸுமே வந்து கொடுப்பாங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இந்த கொஸ்டினில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கிங்லியர்லேருந்து கொஸ்டின் இருக்குது, ஆனால் டெம்பஸ்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கேரக்டர்ஸை வச்சு கேட்டிருக்காங்க பாருங்கள். ப்ராஸ்பரோ, ஏரியல் அப்படின்லாம் சொல்லி. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி கேள்விகள் கேட்கும்போது ஈஸி தான். ஃபஸ்ட்டே வந்து நம்ம அந்த சம்மந்தமில்லாத கேரக்டர்ஸை வந்து நெக்லெக்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன். இன் விச் ஆக்ட் unseen does Prospero say, our reveals now are ended, these our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits. Options Act 1, Scene 2, Act 2, Scene 2, Act 4, Scene 1, Act 5, Scene 1. Correct option. Option C, Act 4, Scene 1. Next one. Who speaks the line in Measure for Measure? Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant. Options Isabella, Desdemona, Miranda, Cordelia. Correct option. Option A, Isabella. Next one. The lament, oh now forever, farewell the tranquil mind, farewell content, belongs to options Cassio, Othello, Iago, Lear. Correct option. Option B, Othello. Next one. Who says in King Lear, as flies to wanton boys are we to the gods, they kill us for their sport. Options Lear, Edmund, Gloucester, Prospero. Correct option. Option C, Gloucester. Next one. The line in The Tempest, where the bee sucks, there suck I, in a cowslip's bill I lie, is sung by options Ariel, Caliban, Trinculo, Prospero. Correct option. Option A, Ariel. Next one. The question is this our fault or mine, the temper or the tempt, who sins most, is raised by dash in Measure for Measure. Options Aeschylus, Claudio, Angelo, Lucio. Correct option. Option C, Angelo. Next one. Who speaks in Othello, yet I will not shed her blood, nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow. Options Iago, Othello, Cassio, Brabantio. Correct option. Option B, Othello. Next one. Who says in King Lear, thou should not have been old till thou had not been wise. Options Fool, Edmund, Edgar, Lear. Correct option. Option A, Fool. Next one. In The Tempest, who marvels, the clouds methought would open and show riches, ready to drop upon me, that when I waked I cried of to dream again. Options Prospero, Miranda, Caliban, Ariel. Correct option. Option C, Caliban. Next one. In Measure for Measure, virtue is bold and goodness never fearful, is spoken by options Angelo, Isabella, Claudio, Duke Vincentio. Correct option. Option D, Duke Vincentio. Next one. In which play does the line repetition, 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 I have lost the immortal part of myself occur? Options King Lear, Othello, Measure for Measure, The Tempest. Correct option. Option B, Othello. Next one. Who declares in King Lear, men must endure their going hence, even as their coming hither? Options Edgar, Edmund, Lear, Cordelia. Correct option. Option A, Edgar. Next one. The line full fathom five thy father like, sung in the play dash. Options Othello, King Lear, The Tempest, Measure for Measure. Correct option. Option C, The Tempest. Next one. Who says in Measure for Measure, our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we often might win by fearing to attempt. Options Lucio, Claudio, Aeschylus, Duke Vincentio. Correct option. Option A, Lucio. Next one. The haunting line, I kissed thee or I killed thee. No way but this killing myself to die upon a kiss is spoken by options Othello, Iago, Cassio, Emilia. Correct option. Option A, Othello. Next one. In King Lear, who says, when we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. Options Fool, Gloucester, Lear, Edgar. Correct option. Option C, Lear. Next one. Who says, hell is empty and all the devils are here in the tempest. Options Caliban, Ariel, Prospero, Cinculo. Correct option. Option B, Ariel. Next one. The Duke's closing words, what's mine is yours and what is yours and mine, occurs in options King Lear, Othello, Measure for Measure, The Tempest. Correct option. Option C, Measure for Measure. Next one. The line, my library was dukedom large enough is from options Othello, The Tempest, King Lear, Measure for Measure. Correct option. Option B, The Tempest. Next one. In which play do we hear condemn the font and not the actor of it? Options Measure for Measure, Othello, King Lear, The Tempest. Correct option. Option A, Measure for Measure. Next one. Who says in Othello, let heaven and men and devils, let them all cry shame against me, yet I will speak. Options Desdemona, Othello, Emilia, Bianca. Correct option. Option C, Emilia. Next one. The fool tells Lear, get the glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician seem to see the things thou dost not. This is from Dash. Here we go for the correct option. Correct option. Option A. Act 4, Scene 5 in King Lear. Next one. Who sings in the tempest, where the bee sucks, there suck I, in a cow's lips, bell I lie. Options Caliban, Ariel, Prospero, Cinculo. Correct option. Option B, Ariel. Next one. In Measure for Measure, the hand that had made you fair had made you good, is said by options Claudio, Aeschylus, Angelo, Duke Vincentio. Correct option. Option D, Duke Vincentio. Next one. In Othello, who says our bodies are our gardens, to the which our wills are gardeners? Options Othello, Iago, Cassio, Roderigo. Correct option. Option B, Iago. Next one. Who declares they told me I was everything, this a lie, I am no age proof in King Lear? Options Edgar, Lear, Gloucester. Correct option. Option C, Lear. Next one. In the Tempest, who says, hast thou not dropped from heaven? Options Miranda, Trinculo, Caliban, Ariel. Correct option. Option C, Caliban. Next one. The question in Measure for Measure, the tempter or the tempted, who sins most, is asked by options Angelo, Aeschylus, Isabella, Duke. Correct option. Option A, Angelo. Next one. Who says in Othello, even now, now, very now, an old black ram is tapping your white eve. Options Cassio, Iago, Othello, Roderigo. Correct option. Option B, Iago. Next one. In King Lear, who says no distribution should undo excess and each man have enough? Options Lear, Fool, Gloucester, Edmund. Correct option. Option C, Gloucester. Next one. Who marvels, oh brave new world that has such people in it? Options Miranda, Ariel, Caliban, Prospero. Correct option. Option A, Miranda. Next one. The words is Measure for Measure. Truth is truth and the end of reckoning belong to. Options Aeschylus, Duke Vincentio, Isabella, Claudio. Correct option. Option C, Isabella. Next one. The line, I am your wife if you will marry me, if not, I will die your maid, is spoken by options Miranda in The Tempest, Desdemona in Othello, Isabella in Measure for Measure, Cordelia in King Lear. Correct option, option A, Miranda in The Tempest. Next one. Who cries in Othello? Oh, I have lost my reputation. I have lost the immortal part of myself. And what remains is bestial. Options Iago, Othello, Cassio, Roderigo. Correct option. Option C, Cassio. Next one. In King Lear, who says, why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and though no breath at all? Options Lear, Cordelia, Edgar, Gloucester. Correct option. Option A, Lear. Next one. The line, misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows, is spoken in options Othello, King Lear, The Tempest, Measure for Measure. Correct option, option C, The Tempest. Next one. Who says in Measure for Measure, haste still pays haste, and leisure answers leisure, like death quite like and measure still for measure. Options Isabella, Angelo, Aeschylus, Duke Vincentio. Correct option, option D, Duke Vincentio. Next one. The line, farewell the tranquil mind, farewell content, occurs in dash play. Options Measure for Measure, Othello, King Lear, The Tempest. Correct option, option B, Othello. Next one. Who says in King Lear, when thou dost ask me blessing, I will kneel down and ask for thee forgiveness. Options Cordelia, Lear, Edgar, Edmund. Correct option, option B, Lear. Next one. In The Tempest, who describes Ferdinand's hair upstarting, then like reeds not hair? Options Ariel, Miranda, Prospero, Caliban. Correct option, option A, Ariel. Next one. In Othello, who says, I kissed thee or I killed thee? No way but this killing myself to die upon a kiss. Here we move on to the correct option. Correct option, option B, Othello, Act 5, Scene 2. Next one. In King Lear, who says, nothing can come of nothing, speak again. In which act unseen? Options Lear, scene Act 1, Scene 1. Cordelia in Act 2, Scene 2. Edmund in Act 3, Scene 2. Fool in Act 4, Scene 5. Correct option. Option A, Lear, Act 1, Scene 1. Next one. If after every tempest comes such calms, may the wind blow till they have wakened death, is spoken by Othello in the scene. Here we move on to the correct option. Option B, Act 2, Scene 1. Next one. In The Tempest, who says, full fat 5, thy father lies, in which act unseen? Options Prospero in Act 2, Scene 1. Caliban in Act 3, Scene 2. Ariel in Act 1, Scene 2. Miranda in Act 5, Scene 1. Correct option, option C, Ariel in Act 1, Scene 2. Next one. In Othello, who says repetition, 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 I have lost the immortal part of myself, and in the scene dash. Here we move on to the correct option. Option A, Cassio in Act 2, Scene 3. And there is a note here. ஒரு சில கோட் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மறுபடியும் உங்களுக்கு ரிப்பீட் ஆகிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். சீன்ஸ் வந்து சொல்லாமல் விட்டுருப்போம். அதனால தான் வந்து சீன் மட்டும் அந்த மறுபடியும் அதே கோட்டை வச்சு உங்களுக்கு சீன் வந்து சொல்லியிருப்போம். ஏன்னு சொன்னால் ஒரே கொஸ்டினில் கோட்டு, ஆக்டு, சீனு அதே மாதிரி யார் சொன்னாங்க அப்படின்றது சொல்லும்போது ரொம்ப மொனாட்டனஸாக இருக்கும். மறுபடியும் 4 பிளேவை மாற்றி மாற்றி நம்ம சொல்லும்போது அதுக்காக தான் ஒரு சில கோட்டில் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி சேஞ்சஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன். How sharper than the serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child, is spoken in which play and scene? Correct option. Option D, King Lear, Act 1, Scene 4. Next one. Who says our reveals now are ended, These our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits and in which act and scene of the play. Correct option. Option A, Prospero, Act 4, Scene 1. Next one. In Measure for Measure, who says, "Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant." And in Dash, Act and Scene. Correct option. Option B, Isabella in Act 2, Scene 2. Next one. "Oh, beware, my lord of jealousy, it is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on," is said by Iago in correct option. Option A, Act 3, Scene 3. Next one. In King Lear, who says, "I am a man more sinned against than sinning," and in which sin? Correct option. Option A, Gloucester in Act 4, Scene 1. Next one. Who says, "The clouds methought would open and show riches, I cried to dream again," and in which act and scene? Correct option. Option B, Caliban in Act 3, Scene 2 in The Tempest. Next one. In Measure for Measure, who says, "The miserable have no other medicine but only hope," and in correct option. Option A, Claudio in Act 3, Scene 1. Next one. "Yet I will not shed her blood nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow," is spoken by Othello in correct option. Option C, Act 5, Scene 2. Next one. Who says, "As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods, they kill us for their sport," in and in which play and scene? Correct option. Option A, Gloucester, Act 4, Scene 1. Next one. In The Tempest, who says, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here and where?" Correct option. Option B, Ariel, Act 1, Scene 2. Next one. Who says, "Truth is truth to the end of reckoning" in Measure for Measure? Correct option. Option C, Isabella, Act 5, Scene 1. Next one. "Thou should not have been old till thou hadst been wise" is spoken in correct option. Option A, King Lear, Fool in Act 1, Scene 5. Next one. Who says, "Oh, brave new world that has such people in it," and in which act and scene? Correct option. Option B, Miranda in Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1. Next one. In Measure for Measure, who says, "Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt"? Correct option. Option A, Lucio, Act 1, Scene 5. Next one. "My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty," is spoken by Desdemona in correct option. Option D, Othello, Act 1, Scene 3. Next one. Who says, "When we are born, we cry that we come to this great stage of fools"? Correct option. Option A, Lear, Act 4, Scene 5. Next one. In The Tempest, who says, "I am your wife, if you will marry me, if not, I die your maid"? Correct option. Option C, Miranda in Tempest, Act 3, Scene 1. Next one. Who says, "What's mine is yours and what is yours in mine" in Measure for Measure? Correct option. Option A, Duke Vincentio, Act 5, Scene 1. Next one. In Othello, who says, "I will wear my heart upon my sleeve for dogs to peck at. I am not what I am"? Correct option. Option A, Iago, Act 1, Scene 1. Next one. "Thou had spoken right, this true, the wheel is come full circle." Who says this in King Lear, Act 5, Scene 3? Correct option. Option C, Edgar. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 3, Scene 1, who says, "The mistress which I serve quickens what's did and makes my labors pleasures"? Correct option. Option B, Ferdinand. A, but to die and go we know not where. This line appears in Measure for Measure, Act 3, Scene 1, spoken by correct option. Option D, Claudio. Next one. In Othello, Act 5, Scene 2, who says, "Nobody, I myself farewell, command me to my kind lord, oh farewell." Correct option, option A, Desdemona. Next one. Thou should not have been old till thou had been wise. Who speaks this in King Lear, Act 1, Scene 5? Correct option, option C, Fool. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 1, Scene 2, who says, "This island's mine by Sycorax, my mother, which thou takes from me"? Correct option, option A, Caliban. Next one. An Angelo for Claudio, death for death. Haste still pays haste, and leisure answers leisure. Spoken in Measure for Measure, Act 5, Scene 1 by, correct option, option A, Duke Vincentio. Next one. In Othello, Act 1, Scene 3, who says, "She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them." Correct option, option C, Othello. Next one. How sharper than the serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. In King Lear, Act 1, Scene 4, this is said by, correct option, option B, Lear. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 4, Scene 1, who says, "Which are such stuff as his dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with the sleep." Correct option, option A, Prospero. Next one. "This deed unshapes me quite, makes my unpregnant and dull to all proceedings." Who says this in Measure for Measure, Act 4, Scene 4? Correct option, option D, Angelo. Next one. In Othello, Act 2, Scene 1, who marks Cassio by saying, "Blessed figs end, the wine she drinks is made of grapes." Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. "The gods are just, and of our pleasant devices make instruments to plague us." Spoken in King Lear, Act 5, Scene 3 by, correct option, option B, Edgar. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 1, who says, "What's past is prologue, what to come in yours and mine discharge." Correct option, option A, Antonio. Next one. "The miserable have no other medicine but only hope." In Measure for Measure, Act 3, Scene 1. This is said by, correct option, option D, Claudio. Next one. In Othello, Act 2, Scene 3, who says, "Repetition is an ideal and most false imposition, oft got without merit and lost without deserving." Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. "Pray do not mock me, I am a very foolish fond old man." In King Lear, Act 4, Scene 7, who speaks these words? Correct option, option C, Lear. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1, who says, "Who rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold and lasting pillars." Correct option, option A, Gonzalo. Next one. "I will proclaim thee, Angelo, look for it. Sign me a present pardon for my brother, or with an outstretched throat I will tell the world aloud what man thou art." In Measure for Measure, Act 2, Scene 4, spoken by, correct option, option C, Isabella. Next one. In Othello, Act 3, Scene 3, who wants, "Oh, beware, my lord of jealousy, it is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on." Correct option, option A, Iago. Next one. "I am bound upon a wheel of fire, that mine own tears do scald like molten lead." In King Lear, Act 4, Scene 7, who says this? Correct option, option B, Lear. Next one. In The Tempest, Act 3, Scene 2, who says, "Be not afraid, this is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not." Correct option, option A, Caliban. Next one. "Might but my bending down reprieve thee from thy fate, it should proceed." In Measure for Measure, Act 2, Scene 2, who says this? Correct option, option D, Angelo. Next one. In Othello, Act 4, Scene 2, who says, if in bridge have put this in your head, let heaven requite it with the serpent's curse. Correct option. Option A, Emilia. Next one. Is this the promised end in King Lear, Act 5, Scene 3? This heartbreaking question is asked by correct option. Option C, Kent. After this, Unit 5ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஷேக்ஸ்பியர்ஸ் பிளேல இருந்து இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கோட்ஸ் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். இதில் உங்களுக்கு வேறு ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தாலும் வழக்கம் போல் உங்களோட கமெண்ட் செக்ஷனில் சொல்லுங்கள். அப் டு திஸ் ஐ கன்க்ளூட். இதே மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல வீடியோவில் உங்களை நான் மீட் பண்ணுறேன். தேங்க்யூ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் வாட்சிங்.